So Ronnie Benson now with 10 as he continues to score in large amounts. And Khalif Wyatt does the same on a nightly basis. And he's got 11 so far tonight. But he does not lead the team because Russell Graham's got a dozen. So it'll be Shippen, Smart, Wyatt, Graham, and Ramsey for the Norristown Eagles, who will try to stop this little Souderton push. Here's Wyatt. Goes to Ramsey. Pumping and now passing it to Wyatt. Wyatt's got a lot of range, but he's being covered well here by Connolly. But now here he takes a three, and he got it. Khalif Wyatt drains the contested three. And Khalif Wyatt, it's just the first half, but he's already right on his season average of 14. Here's Connor Howe. He missed it. Rebound to Shippen. Lost it. Tipped it. And it ends up in the hands of Connolly, who pumps a fake. And a walk. And Connolly pumped a fake and actually went up in the air a little bit when he did that, and that's what caused the traveling. Good pressure by Vontae Shippen. So Khalif Wyatt makes the three right out of the timeout. And the Norristown lead is a dozen. Graham passes it to Wyatt. He's feeling the three-point shot today. He was fouled before the shot. Threw it up as he was falling to the ground, but it missed. It wouldn't have counted anyway. And Norristown will inbound. It's just the third team foul on Souderton compared to Norristown's 9. The foul was on, not sure it was on yet, but here's Jared Smart. Had some room, didn't take it. Wyatt, baseline, was fouled, and he got it. Khalif Wyatt with the baseline jump shot, and they fouled him. And Khalif Wyatt was really playing well tonight, really scoring the basketball. He's got 4 threes, 16 points, and he can add to that now. The foul just a moment ago, the Souderton foul, was on Ronnie Benson. And now right here was on Jimmy Connolly as Wyatt converts the free throw. Here's Donahue. A minute and a half left to go in the half. And here's Donahue going to Howe. He was bumped, but nothing called. Here's Donahue. Can't get past Smart. Now it goes over to Howe, Connor Howe. And here is Connolly, and he missed it. The rebound down to JR. And here's Khalif Wyatt. Goes to Smart. Smart with the long baseline too, and he got it. Since the timeout, Norristown's on an 8-0 run. That timeout looks pretty good, doesn't it? Here's Donahue. Going to Benson. Lost the ball, lost it again, and it was actually Corey Bishop who had it stripped from him. Here's Wyatt, and he jams it down with one hand. Khalif Wyatt showing some hops. Khalif Wyatt all by himself with the little one-hand dunk, and now a miss on the other end by Souderton. Being tripped was Ramsey, who, with nothing called, but he gets up, picks off a pass, goes to Wyatt. Wyatt with 20 seconds left for three, and he got it. Khalif Wyatt is on fire. Khalif Wyatt's got 20, and we're in the first half. And Souderton's got to get off a Hail Mary shot. They'll actually be able to get a nice-looking three. Missed it. It's over the backboard. We got a half a tick to go left in the first half. And Norristown on a 13-0 run since they called that timeout. And they won't take some kind of a Hail Mary shot. So we've reached halftime, and Norristown dominating the Souderton Indians 45-23. Khalif Wyatt leads all scorers with 20. And we'll see you in the second half. Welcome back to the second half, everybody. The story of the first half was Khalif Wyatt, who hit 4 threes on his way to a 19-point half. We actually said it was 5 threes and 20 points, but his foot was on the line for one of them, so Khalif Wyatt will have to settle for 19. I'm sure that makes him very upset. And we're going to get started the second half here, and Norristown closed out the second quarter on a 13-0 run. I talked about a strong finish to the quarter, and that's exactly what you saw from Norristown. And here's Ramsey, who had a nice first half with 8. Here's Wyatt over to Mayer. Mayer takes a 3, and he missed it. And the defensive rebound by Connolly. And now here's Ronnie Benson, who had a nice first half with 10 points. Skip pass out is picked off by Mayer. Mayer with a lot of speed gets by everyone and lays it in. Sheldon Mayer's first 2 points of the game coming on the fast break there. And it'll be Jimmy Connolly now. Russ Graham takes it away from him, and some numbers for Norristown. Graham missed it, he was fouled. Went up strong and was hit hard. It looks like that's A.J. Picard who hit him. Dangerous play there. They're lucky everyone's all right. That was a hard collision. So Wyatt has the 19, but Russell Graham very quietly having a very nice game with 12. He's the second leading scorer in this game, and he connects on the first free throw. So going back to the first half, this run has now reached 15-0. Actually 16-0 and now 17-0. Norristown showing you why they're 17-0. And here comes Donahue, who's starting the second half but did not start the game. He's covered by Mayer. A screen from Benson, and now dish to Connolly, back to the other Connolly. This is Kyle. A little pass to Benson. Benson can really score with a nice pass. The crowd wants a walk. They're not going to get it. And some good defense by Norristown, and it's back out to Donahue at the top. And Sheldon Mayer saves the ball after getting a steal. Wyatt to Watson, and he was fouled. And yet again, Donahue has the ball stolen from him by a Norristown defender. Boy, he's just dribbling the ball out, near the top of the key around that area. And somebody just pokes that ball away and picks it up, and it's off to the races. And Norristown's been getting free throws out of it. They've been getting layups out of it. So the teams will talk it over, and Souderton's in some big-time trouble. Down by 26. So for Souderton, who scored just 23 points, that's barely more than Khalif Wyatt. They are led by Ronnie Benson, who has 10. Jimmy Connolly has 8. And the only other 3 players to score for the team are Connolly, Picard, and Howe, none of which have more than 2. Norristown playing some suffocating defense. It's been the turnovers so far. They're getting a lot of steals, getting out on fast breaks, which is something they often like to do. Norristown come out with Mayer, Ramsey, Wyatt, Watson, and Graham. It'll be Connolly, Bishop, Benson, Connolly, and Picard for the Souderton Indians. It's actually going to be Donahue checking into the game, not Picard. They've got both Connollys out there, Jimmy and Kyle, and Watson misses the free throw. Quentin Watson has not scored yet. He's averaging 7.5 on the year per game. And he'll try to get his first point here from the line. And he missed it. Not close on that free throw, but a lane violation, I believe, or Souderton is going to end up with the ball here because Watson missed the free throw, and it was a lane violation on the Eagles. So Souderton will look to get this offense started. They've done nothing today, and here's a steal. Here's Ramsey. Norristown has numbers, and stripped was James Ramsey, who then went to the ground and is called for traveling. He had it knocked loose, got it back, but as he got it back, he was falling, and that's what caused the traveling whistle. So here is number 22, Nate Moyer. He's into the game for the first time, and here's Ronnie Benson. The ball dropped for a minute, but then recovered, and here's Moyer, couldn't get it. And Watson goes down to White, who's by himself. Catching up to him was Corey Bishop, but not in time. Khalif White gets another one. He's got 23. And here is Connolly. It's Jimmy Connolly. A pump fake, and that'll be Ronnie Benson getting to the line. Norristown bought his pump fake, and his shot would not have counted if it went in. Quentin Watson swatted it away anyway. And here's Benson to the line. Benson misses his first free throw of the game, but he'll get one more. The second free throw is up and rimming in. And it's now 11 for the star guard. Here's Mayer for the Eagles, and Ramsey just chucks up a three. He didn't get it. And here is Nate Moyer. Now driving it is Benson. Puts up a shot in the lane and got it. Nice looking leaning jump shot, leaning towards the basket and getting that one to go from inside the paint. And then it'll be Wyatt signaling to the offense, setting up the play. Here's Sheldon Mayer. Ramsey inside to Watson, who was all by himself, but he was thinking about his shot and dropped the ball, and it's going to be Souderton ball. Quentin Watson did not think about the catch first. Wide open under the basket, but all it results in is a turnover. Comfortable lead for Norristown, though. We got 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. It's 51-26 Eagles. Nate Moore getting his first major minutes of the game. And here's Benson inside, was hit, no call. Goes right over Mayer, and now here's Moyer, who takes a three, and he got it. And out of that crazy play, the Souderton Indians net themselves 3 points. The ball's being hit around and diving for it where the Souderton Indians, as Russell Graham is short on a three. Oh, way up in the air is Watson to get the board, and he goes back up and gets fouled. So down at the other end, you had a loose ball being batted all over the place. Kind of rolled over to Nate Moyer. He just picked it up and shot. And he got his first points of the game. He's now got 3. Quentin Watson is 0 of 2 from the foul line today. Make it 0 of 3. He's really struggling today. Doesn't have a point yet. Of course, you can always rely on him to get you a bunch of rebounds. He's done that today. His second free throw is up and good. So Quentin Watson gets on the score sheet. He's got 1. And Maurice Briggs will enter the game in place of Quentin Watson. It's been the perimeter players for Norristown dominating today. Graham and Wyatt have combined for 37 of the 52 Norristown points. Their big men, Briggs, Watson, and Devontae Shippen have combined for 5. And there's a block by Maurice Briggs, speaking of big men. And here's a 3-on-1 now. Graham up for the easy hoop. Norristown with more transition points. A lot more athletic than this Souderton team. And losing the ball temporarily was Moyer, but he gets it back. He's being covered well by Sheldon Mayer. Mayer's got a bunch of steals. And here's Benson. He takes a shot from just outside the foul line, left wing, and he missed it, but it was put back by Jimmy Connolly. So here's Mayer. He will drive, hop step, puts it up. He got it, and count the bucket, and send Sheldon Mayer to the line for a potential 3-point play. Exactly 3 minutes to go left in the third quarter. And Sheldon Mayer is under his season scoring average right now of 4.5. But if he makes this free throw, he'll be above it. Free throw's up, and it's off the rim. It's no good. It's hit out of bounds. Who touched it last? The Norristown Eagles touching it last. And Souderton will get the ball here down by 25. They're going to need to make a huge run if they want to even get back into this game. Khalif Wyatt, the story of this game, he's got 23. He's got 4 trays this game, and he's coming off of a game Friday, which was Norristown's last game, where he scored 18. And Graham also had 13 in that game. And similar story here today, as Graham has 16 and Wyatt has 23. So the team's getting ready to break their huddles here. And again, we've got 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Norristown leading the visiting Indians of Souderton 56-31. Norristown obviously does not feel their lead is 100% safe because they still got their stars out there. Briggs, Graham, Wyatt. And here's Kyle Connolly for Souderton, who goes to Nate Moyer. He'll be defended by Jared Smart. And now here's Donahue, who's covered by Wyatt. Here's Donahue in the corner. Doesn't take the 3. And he goes back to Nate Moyer, and now it's in the hands of Kyle Connolly. Connolly driving baseline, reverse layup, no good. The rebound is tipped to Wyatt. One-hand pass down the floor to Smart, and he got the layup. What a pass by Khalif Wyatt, a baseball pass. One hand and let that thing fly over to Smart, who's now got 4. He's not a huge part of this team's offensive attack. He's got just 2.9 points a game on the season, but he's been good here today. And speaking of Smart, here he is running the point for the Eagles. Ramsey wants the ball. Now he goes to Wyatt. One-hand pass to Graham, and Graham finishes. Khalif Wyatt with another pretty pass. Boy, Khalif Wyatt having an amazing game. I mean, he's got some nice passing as Donahue's stripped en route to the hoop, but also fouled. So it's not a shooting foul. Or actually it is. They're going to call it a shooting foul now. And Donahue's going to shoot 2. But we're talking about Khalif Wyatt and the game he's been having. Sure, there's the 23 points, but he saw some amazing passing in this half. He's got 2 blocks. And he's been the primary reason that Norristown has a 29-point lead. And that was not a shooting foul, actually. Didn't think it was. I thought Donahue was going to the line. Here's Benson. And it's in the corner now with Connolly. Over to Jimmy Connolly. The shot's up and good by Connor Howe. Here's Wyatt. Puts it up, missed it short. Battling for his own miss, got it, and put it back up and in. Khalif Wyatt's now got 25. Here is Ronnie Benson. Benson driving, puts it up, and puts it in. So Ronnie Benson has got 15. You always expect him to give a lot of points in a win or a loss. Here's Smart off the glass, no good. But it's put back up and in. That is number 25 for Norristown, Jarrell Gardner. His playing time has been limited this year. And here's Benson faking. Now going inside, using a nice spin move. Gets all the glass but couldn't finish. Got his own rebound, puts it up, and missed it. And that ball's out of bounds, and the Souderton Indians retain possession. So nice drive to the bucket by Ronnie Benson, but his layup wasn't close. Got his own miss, but could not put it in. Meanwhile, Russell Graham going to the bench, as does Khalif Wyatt. They'll be replaced by Paul Savage and Juan Chapman. So Norristown thinks it's pretty safe now. They're taking their great scores out of the game. 43 points between Graham and Wyatt, and we're not through 3 quarters yet. The ball was taken away from Connor Howe, but they called a foul. Norristown still with only 3 team fouls, not close to the penalty yet. Heading to the bench for Souderton is Kyle Connolly. And here's Donahue, who replaced him and misses the shot. Briggs with the board. Here's Gardner. Goes to Chapman. Juan Chapman goes to Paul Savage. Shot fake, drive, and he was blocked, but there was a foul. So it'll be Paul Savage going to the line for a pair of free throws, and Paul Savage doesn't get a ton of playing time, but he's been effective when he's been in there. He's got 3.4 points per game on the year. Here's his free throw, and it's no good. So we got 9.4 to go in the third quarter. 64-35 in favor of the Norristown Eagles. And the free throw by Paul Savage was on the edge of the rim. Briggs tipped it in, but the ball was still in the cylinder, so that's a violation. So they won't get the free throw or the tip in, just a turnover. And here's Donahue. Inside, and getting the bucket was Sean Reif. That's his first points of the game. Norristown unable to get off a Hail Mary half-court shot. But they've dominated this game. 64 points. We're through 3 quarters, and they're right at their scoring average as a team per game on the year, which is 63.9. Souderton has managed just 37 points to this point. And Russell Graham and Khalif Wyatt have been the main reasons that Norristown has the big lead. Graham left the game well into the third quarter with Norristown having the big lead, as did Wyatt. Wyatt has 25 and Graham has 18. And we'll see how much more playing time they get. With the big lead, Norristown may be more inclined to use its lesser used guys. Well, so much for that idea, because Norristown comes out with their starting 5. That would be Mayer, Graham, Wyatt, Ramsey, and Watson. Norristown scored 78 against McCaskey earlier in this year. That's their highest total for the season. And they could be in shape to break that tonight. They've already got 64. Number 11, Andrew Marty, is into the game for the first time for Souderton. Also into the game for the first time, and with the ball now is number 31, Derek Benner. Watson trapping a man in the corner. That ball's up for grabs. Graham tips it into the backcourt. But a good job by Andrew Marty to be in the right place. And here's Derek Benner. And trying to drive is Nate Moyer, but he almost had it stolen away, and now Graham picks it up, throws it. Oh, I don't know who he was throwing the ball to. He throws it right to Sean Reif of the Indians. Moyer kind of fell down in the play. Looked like he was going to be able to pick it back up easily. Sheldon there comes out of nowhere, and the ball starts getting batted around, and Graham ends up with it, but threw it right to Reif. Not a very heads-up play, but Norristown's defense comes up here and stops Souderton from converting that possession into points. Here's Wyatt trying to add to his total. Puts up a shot, missed it. Got his own miss, puts it back up, well short. Watson gets it, puts it up and in. So Khalif Wyatt 0 for 2 on the possession, but Norristown still able to get points. They dominate teams in rebounding pretty much every game. This one, that hasn't really been the case, but you've seen flashes of it, like right there. That ball is lost by Souderton. They'll keep it. Wyatt doesn't like the call. And we've got 6.5 minutes to go in the game now. And it's Norristown blowing out the Souderton Indians, 66-37. Boy, based on the Souderton Indians' 12-5 record and their mere 6-point loss to Norristown earlier this year, as they get a layup from Connor Howe, you'd think that this will be a pretty tight game, pretty back-and-forth effort. But it's been all Norristown. Here's Ramsey handling the ball. Finds Mayer. Jared Smart goes down low to Watson. Watson puts up a jumper and he missed it. Got his own miss. Had it stripped. And they call a foul, so Norristown will keep the ball. So the foul is on Connor Howe. It's his second. It's the team's sixth. Watson shoots and makes the free throw. That makes him 2 of 5 from there on the day. The second Watson free throw, a high arcing free throw, and he missed it. So just 2 of 6 from Watson. And he's struggling today. He's got just 4 points. Here is Benner. Takes a deep three. Oh, man, in Jared Smart's face. He just pulls up and drills a 22-footer. It's got to be around there. So here's Russell Graham. Handoff to Jared Smart. Gets a pick from Watson, but dishes over to Sheldon Mayer. Watson back out to Graham. With the lob to Watson, smartly pulls it down, but couldn't get the shot. Mayer was hit as he went up for that short baseline jumper. So the Eagles tried the lob to Quentin Watson. He can really finish, but it wasn't happening, so Quentin Watson wisely just pulled the ball down, didn't try to make some kind of alley-oop out of it, and kept the possession alive, and Sheldon Mayer ends up with points out of it. He's got 1 from the line, and with the second one coming up right now. For Sheldon Mayer, that's his 5th point. And he misses the second free throw. Tipped by Graham, but couldn't get it to go. And the teams fight for the ball, and Souderton comes out of there with it. Benson with 15, Graham with 18, Wyatt with 25. There's a missed 3 by Souderton. Here comes Norristown with numbers. Here's Watson inside, puts it up and gets it. Quentin Watson's been having a pretty good fourth quarter, shaking off a bad start. Other than those 3 I mentioned, along with Jimmy Connolly, who has 10, no one else has had more than 6 points. That one's up and good for Sean Reif. So some spectacular individual performances today. And Jared Smart was trying to drive, but walked. 4:35 to go in the fourth quarter. And Norristown has amassed 70 points to this point and held the Souderton Indians to 44. So here's Ronnie Benson. Sterling Lackey's into the game for the first time, and that ball's out of bounds. And the baseline official has to make the call, and he gives it to Souderton. Sterling Lacey getting his first action of the game. Here's Benner off of a man. That was smart. And now hoisting a three is Marty, and he missed it. Rebound, James Ramsey. 4 minutes to go now. Norristown does not have to be in any kind of hurry. They lead big. It's a 26-point margin. Here's Jared Smart. Bounce pass over to Graham, over to Mayer. Nice post play by Gardner, but he walked. A little spin move to get inside of the defender, but too many steps in the process. We mentioned how Gerald Gardner has not gotten much playing time in the year. He's averaging just an 0.8 of a point a game. And here is Andrew Marty for Souderton. Nate Moyer now handling it. Back to Marty. Over to Sean Reif, the senior center. And this is Nate Moyer driving. Shot from the foul line area, missed it. Here's Graham. Pass over to Gardner. Nice feed by Graham and a nice finish by Gardner. Pretty looking play all around there for Norristown, who get yet another pair of points in the transition game. They've dominated teams with that all year. There's a pass down low to a wide open Sterling Lacey. Wide open into the basket, and he converts. We're under 3 minutes now, and Norristown still with that 26-point lead. Mayer goes to Smart. Boy, Souderton won their last game 72-48. Right now they trail 72-46. Russell Graham, not in any kind of hurry here. Some defensive pressure by Marty. Now Graham drives, dishes. It's Gardner. He walked, or he did not walk, but there was a foul before the shot. That's the 7th team foul on the Souderton Indians, so it'll be 1-1 for Jarrell Gardner, who is 1 point away from tying his season high of 5. He gets the first. Now he can break his season high with the second free throw. It's up, it's off the back of the rim, no good. Tipped around by Savage and Reif, but Reif ends up with it. Here's Nate Moyer. Savage likes to play the passing lanes and almost picked that one off. They get it inside, and that's the big man down low, Sean Reif, with the basket. And here's Jared Smart beating the defense back, but he couldn't finish. Some guys caught up to him. And now it's Nate Moyer. The ball got by him, but he catches up to it. Now it's off of his toes. And Souderton nearly lost the ball several times there. And that ball's chopped at and out of bounds off of Jared Smart. So Russell Graham and Khalif Wyatt still at 18 and 25 respectively. They've combined for 43. Juan Chapman is into the game. And that one's nearly stolen away by Norristown, but here is a three by Moyer, and he missed it. Actually, may have been a two, but it won't matter because he missed it. And this is now out of bounds. Norristown will take over. Norristown, 18 down, 6 to go on their journey for the undefeated season. And their next game is at here at home against William Tennant on Friday the 18th. And meanwhile, Souderton's going to go back home to face Central Bucks West, also on Friday the 18th. Here's Chapman. Over to Savage. Holding the ball. And now a nice pass to a cutting Gerald Gardner. Was contacted, but there was no call. Got his own miss, though, and put it back up and in. Now, this is interesting to see. We don't see a lot of guys like Juan Chapman, Gerald Gardner. They don't get a lot of playing time, but in a blowout like this, they're getting a chance to show what they could do, and they've been good. That's Sterling Lacey with the miss. The teams fight for the rebound. And going up and putting it in was Nate Moyer. Just 3/4 of a minute to go now, and it's 75-50. Juan Chapman. He's got some range, the little guy. Stands at just 5'7". He's the shortest player on this Norristown Eagles roster. Here's Savage. With 20 seconds to go now, Savage drives into the paint, puts it up, and he couldn't finish. So Souderton, and it'll be Andrew Marty handling the ball. There's a 3 by Benner, and he missed it. That should do it. We've got 2 seconds left. Juan Chapman's going to put up a 3. It won't mean anything. And that'll do it. So our final score, Norristown Eagles 75, the Souderton Indians 50. Khalif Wyatt led all scorers. He had a great game with 25, 2 blocks, a couple of assists. Russell Graham, a nice performance with 18. Jimmy Conley had 10 for Souderton, but Ronnie Benson led them with 15. So for NASD TV, I'm Mark Kaladinsky saying see you next time.